Solar Decathlon is an international competition that gathers students from around the world to compete in proposing and building most sustainable solar house.
C'est un projet un peu mégalo qui regroupe, en fait, qui chapeaute une multitude de petits projets. On parle de projets de construction, pour certains du coup ça va sonner comme un projet d'architecture, pour des étudiants ça va être un projet de semestre qui va être crédité, pour l'institution ça va être un autre projet stratégique. Enfin, tout le monde a sa petite définition du projet et ce qui est important c'est de revenir du coup, de réussir à toujours s'ancrer sur la vision collective du grand projet commun.
I joined the project when I was a bachelor student in civil engineering, and the driver was to participate in an interdisciplinary project with architect, mechanical engineer, which will be key for our future as civil engineer. And the other aspect also was to really see a project from the beginning to the end.
So initially, it's when I became Dean of ENAC, which gathers architecture, civil and environmental engineering, that I thought we should have a federating project, and ideally one that would federate energies from the bottom up, from the student body mostly, and would also gather around us other disciplines beyond ENAC that could represent kind of the aspiration and the know-how of our students at EPFL and with our partner universities that are complementary to our disciplines. We gathered 4 institutions, EPFL, Université de Fribourg, HEIA Fribourg and HED Genève, which altogether made up 250 students over 3 years.
Alors je suis rentré dans le projet du Solar Decathlon quand j'étais encore étudiant à l'EPFL en mécanique avec une orientation en énergie. Je trouvais qu'à l'époque c'était vraiment une opportunité de pouvoir allier un peu le monde académique, ce qu'on apprenait en théorie, et de le mettre dans un projet qui voulait être concret, justement mieux valoriser en fait le travail qu'on apprend et de le mettre dans un objet physique et dans une construction physique et apprendre tous ces enjeux qu'on peut avoir.
Alors j'avais le rôle de coordinateur pour le PFL, pour le projet du coup Solar Decathlon. Et du coup un rôle de coordination, c'est un peu un rôle de responsable de projet, donc gérer tous les aspects budgétaires, le planning, etc. Mais surtout veiller à prendre soin de l'équipe, que tout se passe au mieux.
When you embark on an adventure like this, which actually has to ultimately get down to an object, and a pretty large object that is highly complex and involves a lot of know-how and a lot of different pieces, you have to have a place where people actually join to do it. So you have to have a place, you have to the momentum growing, and therefore you also have to have the infrastructure, of course, to build, in this case, a full-scale house. So the ideal in the Solar Decathlon competition is there. It's about sustainability, it's about energy transition, it's about a lot of things that we care about, fortunately more and more today. So there was a momentum created by the theme, but you also need to get the students to take ownership of the project. If it stays a project that is sort of executed by students and directed by professors, it's not at all the same chemistry. It has to become their project, and therefore we as professors have to take a different role, a coaching role or mentoring role, which is guiding, showing maybe where it can lead, but leaving the actual leadership actually to the students and be there to support them rather than to order them.
Il y a vraiment l'enjeu de créer une organisation de projet qui laisse de la place pour l'émergence de nouvelles idées, mais en même temps qui soit compatible avec les impératifs d'un calendrier académique ou simplement de délais liés à la participation à une telle compétition.
Actually, to be honest, I am amazed by the fact that the Neighbor Hub still serves the purpose for which it was designed. At the beginning of the competition, the students decided not to answer the actual brief of the competition, which was a solar single-family house. This is a question that they thought was obsolete, and I agree with them. But rather to have a hub for the neighborhood, a place where you can have people gathering, debate occurring, discussions happening, and where we can demonstrate, showcase how far we can go if we work together.
et réunir en fait toutes ces personnes autour d'un même projet, autour d'une même ambition. Et je trouvais que c'était quelque chose de très enrichissant, justement, d'apprendre ce que font les autres et aussi d'apprendre à communiquer ce que nous on fait aux autres.
As soon as I've begun the projects in Bachelor, I already oriented my master with energy focus. So that was also an impact of the project. And then I decided to co-found my startup here in EPFL on another technician. I mean, all these interdisciplinary and over competences we got through the project is now very, very useful.
The 14th of October 2017 was the best day of the entire 5 years of my dean.
So I remember when they were announcing the results for the engineering team. At some point they said the house with their sliding doors, and we were the only house with sliding doors, so we knew it was us.
The effort it took, the energy it took, and the commitment it took to get there is actually quite immense, but not every project maybe has to be as ambitious with 4 institutions, with 4 million francs raised, with 250 students, with 3 years, with 4 different places, with a shipment to the US, with a hurricane on the way, with a leadership that has to learn about what it is to be leading such a project, with a curriculum that was not ready for it, with no yet existing infrastructure to help students conduct such a project. All of that was the situation we were in, and it was amazing to have been able to get there. Today we have more infrastructure, we have a higher degree of awareness of what it takes to get there, and therefore I'm very happy that this project has served also a role of eye-opener and of how important it is to get the students to really engage in such a project and to be innovative and sort of push the boundaries further by working as a team and working towards their ideals.